So in this video we will do a subscriber request. This guy already has a French Bulldog and a Golden Retriever if I'm not mistaken, and he's now looking for a third dog, and he wants something, either a Patterdale Terrier or an American Sentinel. So he already has a smaller dog with a French Bulldog and a bigger dog with a Golden Retriever, but both dogs are quite soft, if not extremely soft. So what I'm referring to, both are show breeds. Golden Retriever is like a show version of a dog that was once used for retrieving. You have a lot of retrieving dogs, but especially Labrador is sometimes still being used to retrieve prey that has been shot. So for example, you see a bird flying there, when it's shot and it would be water and it fell into the water, then the dog would retrieve. French Bulldogs, all the Bulldogs of the past were dogs that were still capable of managing and holding cattle, but also fighting each other. The French Bulldogs had pit pedigree, same as the Boston Terrier. But nowadays they are completely incapable and more resembling that of a pug. They are nice, friendly and good dogs for the house, of course. Then towards the new dogs. So this subscriber is looking for a working dog, because Patterdale Terriers, as you can see here, are very capable dogs. They resemble the pit dogs more in characteristic than, for example, the French Bulldog does. If you look at the older Bulldogs when they were still walking in England, they look more like a Patterdale Terrier than they look like a French Bulldog. And then the American Sentinel K9 is in its essence a protection dog. So if you are looking for a dog to protect your house and home, there's no mistake in my opinion. I think you should go for the American Sentinel. But if you look at the pedigree of the modern day American Sentinel K9 and you ask Lee Robinson, I think a lot of the breedings already have 75% American Pit Bull in them, a pit dog so to say. And they chose the bigger ones and they selected them through generations. They had some mastiff blood in them in the past. In the past they even had more than 50% of mastiff blood. First course of course being 50%. But then they went to the Pit Bull, because the Pit Bull is a very fine athlete and you can also get them in bigger sizes. And what does a big size matter when you already have sufficient size? So if you look at the size difference between the Patterdale Terrier and the American Sentinel, then the Patterdale Terrier that I have, which are very big strains, European Badger strains. So the male is between 10 to 13 kilogram and the female is about 7 to 8 kilogram, as you can see here. So these could be different than Patterdales found, for example, in the States. Sometimes only being for a male 10 pounds, which is like 4.5 kilogram, or females even smaller. So that would be less than half the size of my male, just to keep things in perspective. So if my male is 12 kilograms, an American Sentinel would be 40ish kilograms, or even 50 for a male. I think that you could say that it's about a quarter of the size and weight. On the other hand, if you need vermin control and destruction of, for example, rats, foxes, badgers, or other dogs, coyotes even, or raccoon dogs. For those type of tasks, Patterdale Terriers might be better. Coyotes, however, are known dog killers. And a single coyote, of course, can easily dispatch Patterdale Terrier much more easier than an American Sentinel, which he won't be able to. So that should be taken into consideration, because the Patterdale Terrier is a hunting dog foremost. So the character in house Both of the dogs are able to be kept in house very easily. Pit bulls and Patterdale Terriers have an on-off switch. It can be very active out-house or outside. It can be very relaxed in-house. Of course, they could have their crazy 5 minutes or so, but you can manage that easily. So both are very capable, especially the size and the purpose. One being specifically bred to hunt, and the other one specifically bred to protect, being a band dog. Some of those American Sentinel they also use for hawk hunting, so that could be the combining factor. Also sometimes Patterdales are used for hawk hunting, but they are, in my opinion, a little bit small for that. They are extremely brave, they will do it, but if the hawks are not very small, they have big chance of injury. So if you're really looking for working dogs, both are fine examples of that. You could perhaps even look in between if you want an American Pit Bull Terrier, which would be capable of fitting right in, because as I mentioned, American Sentinel is of course developed for a different purpose, being foremost a protector, but carries a lot of American Pit Bull Terrier blood. And there are also bigger American Pit Bull Terriers or smaller American Pit Bull Terriers, more to the Patterdale size. And you could also look into a cross between Patterdales and Pit Bulls, which sometimes is used, for example, for raccoon hunting. When they do multiple raccoons after a while, Patterdale Terrier can be damaged, of course, because the size and the ferocity of the raccoons. And if they don't have to go below ground, of course size is not so much of a factor anymore. So they add a little bit more of bull blood, in this case Pit Bull, to make them more resilient, stronger and bigger. So that could be a good size in between. And if you're looking at American Pit Bull Terriers, you could also look at Irish Staffordshire Bull Terriers, which are a little bit smaller on average, but similar in character, maybe a little bit better in house, because they have a softer touch. So I hope this video helps. Have a great day.